choosing your favorites is difficult. We told you about the 3 chips. We unveiled the first ever global foundation model, a brand new AI. Additionally, we disclosed our robots work in 3 areas. They and hashtag 039, all significant too. Naturally, we also revealed a brand new Blackwell RTX. Additionally, it features neuro shaders, a novel AI technique. And we and hashtag 039, fusing traditional computer graphics with artificial intelligence. Let and hashtag 039, visit the new RTX. We and hashtag 039, grown so used to your story dominating the server X data center and high-performance GPU markets. You and hashtag 039, returning to your origins with this. There is a desktop computer there, and a laptop will be available later this year. What do you think the future of that business holds for a target audience that includes developers and nerdy, die-hard gamers? Computer graphics will continue to exist indefinitely. Additionally, we have combined computer graphics with artificial intelligence. And without the use of computer graphics to produce stunning pixels and artificial intelligence to enhance that ability, the visuals we are producing today would not be feasible. For instance, the 4 frames I mentioned yesterday have around 33 million pixels in 4K. 2 million pixels were calculated from the 33 million pixels. Artificial intelligence produced the remaining 31 million pixels. To put it another way, the AI makes predictions about what the image should look like. Yes, exactly. The best generative AI, indeed. However, I found it intriguing that the emphasis was once more on Cosmos, Blackwell, the foundations, and the graphics cards. You refer to Cosmos as a world foundation model, but we probably Dawn and hashtag 039, have time to go into great detail about it. Cosmos refers to the material world. What and hashtag 039, the chat. GPT is for text and words. The simplest way to think about things is that way. Well, to put it another way, it and hashtag 039, model text input that can produce synthetic data across a variety of media. It is cognizant of the material world. For instance, it would comprehend the dynamics of the world if I asked it to create several possible outcomes of a car traveling down the road. It would comprehend the permanence of objects, comprehend geometry and space, and provide a realistic driving environment for the vehicle. You also made it open source. Therefore, Dawn and hashtag 039, consider it a product or a target market. More important is what Cosmos makes possible. Should we consider it that way? Indeed, we provide 3 computers to the robotics and autonomous car industries, which are quite important to us. Naturally, we provided the robotics computer within the automobile or inside a robot, the training computer through DGX, and now we have this new computer called Omniverse with Cosmos, which is the digital twin or playground where these robots can master being robots. Therefore, there would be a huge opportunity if we could speed up the development of artificial intelligence for robotics and AVs. Naturally, it generates a lot of business for us. If I may, there is a tension here on an academic level. Tesla and hashtag 039, idea or practice is based on real-world data collected through vision, and Elon Musk is one of your customers. Does that seem somewhat at odds with the synthetic data that Cosmos is based on? It enhances rather than replaces, so you should gather as much global data as you can. Naturally, gathering global data is highly costly, and Elon has a significant edge since, first of all, he has an around you. At what time will? In fact, I and hashtag 039 am in Las Vegas at CS and have. Some robots are located directly down the hallway. No, but in practical terms, you need a timeline showing the commercial implementation of the technology you described last night. The use case determines this. I and hashtag 039 say. Which use case do we observe first? Indeed, manufacturing will most likely be the first application case. According to estimates, there are tens of millions, if not 100 million, occupations lacking workers worldwide. And falling birth rates, as well as an aging population. The planet, in my opinion, needs a lot more workers. One of the finest ways we can add to all of that is through robotics, which can help businesses regain lost revenue on the one hand and increase productivity on the other, which lowers global inflation on the other. Therefore, I believe robotics will play a significant role in that. Since manufacturing is clearly the area that needs it the most, you could have likely launched there first. This is a huge potential market addressable mark. It and hashtag 039, a $50 trillion sector that needs and wants to expand. I apologize for interrupting, but I believe that DGX is the main issue Wall Street is having this morning. They recognize that the investment there depletes the foundation models for Nvidia and hashtag 039's business model. What did you describe last evening? How might physical AI help you expand your business after Cosmos and then on the inference side? Yes, it propels the expansion of DGX. It and hashtag 039's as easy as that. Yes, it and hashtag 039's that easy. If you take it that way, I believe that two of our three computers, DGX and Omniverse, drive vast amounts of data that are required to train the AI models. Correct. The data that we utilize to train AI models is thus produced by Omniverse. DGX sales are driven by the training. Additionally, as more robots become available, we can generate more data and train more AI models. In the end, we and hashtag 039 aiming for that cycle. All of that fuels the expansion of data centers. Spending on AI is rising, and data centers are expanding. Some members of our audience are a little worried about how long, medium, and short-term sustainable that is. RN and hashtag 039 TU at the long. Artificial intelligence is, without a doubt, the most significant technological force of our day. And the main point is that we and hashtag 039 just getting started. Furthermore, AI and the kind of computing that we are building now will power every single data center in the future. We and hashtag 039 been remodeling, if you will, for approximately a year and a half, if you look at the globe today. The innovation and modernization of computing. Because of this, I believe that in the coming years, the conventional methods of computing, general-purpose computing, will give way to new methods, such as accelerated computing and artificial intelligence. We therefore have a great deal of growth ahead of us. The problem is there, ASN and hashtag 039, if we go back to your and Nvidia and hashtag 039's origins. Accelerated computing is the tale. We got RTX, Blackwell, after you spent 4 years redefining the computer for me. There was only one Blackwell in that area. Both developers and diehard gamers are the intended audience. Additionally, I was wondering if you could provide me with any preliminary instances or proof of how you envision your technology being adopted by the gaming industry. The video game business will be revitalized by AI. On the one hand, it will lower the cost of content creation for developers. However, all of the characters in the games will grow up to be intelligent individuals. They will therefore be communicating with you in a far more sophisticated manner each time you engage with them. Consequently, the games will be more engaging. There will be more interest in the characters. The cost of creating content will go down. And the industry will benefit greatly from it. Therefore, I believe that video games and virtual worlds have a very promising future. And it will be greatly revitalized by artificial intelligence.